Hey, excuse me, what are you listening to?
It's flat white with oat milk.
What?
Hi, in this video we're going to talk about
Coffee!
Coffee, coffee, coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee?
Coffee. 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 Coffee.
Coffee. Coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee. Coffee.
Coffee!
in pregnancy. Coffee has become a daily ritual for many people. It could be having it prepared by a barista, or grinding your own cup at home, or even a quick and easy cup of instant coffee before the morning commute. It's a great way for people to get together, or even for a first date. Something I have no concept of. Coffee has become an essential part of life. But you may be wondering, is it safe to continue with this routine in pregnancy, or even for people who breastfeed? What does the science say? And should you give up the habit? If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. And are you a coffee drinker? Are you more of a pour over, or do you prefer the drip? Comment down below. Firstly, it's important to note that although coffee contains the highest amount of caffeine, which is the substance in question, loads of other things contain caffeine in different amounts. There is black tea, green tea, energy drinks, soft drinks such as cola, chocolates, and some medications will also contain caffeine, including some paracetamol preparations. Depending on several factors, the amount of caffeine found in a cup of coffee can vary dramatically, starting with which coffee bean is used, the degree of roast, is it a volumetric or weight-based measurement, how fine it's ground, the steeping time, the preparation method. And so different cafes preparing the same drink can potentially have different amounts of caffeine in them. If you look at this chart, a cold brew will contain more caffeine per serving compared to a French press or espresso. It's pronounced espresso. If you'd like to know more about coffee, check out James Hoffman's channel, link in the description below. Most national guidelines will recommend a maximum of 200 milligrams of caffeine per day for people who are pregnant or breastfeeding. High caffeine intake seems to be associated with increased miscarriage and stillbirth, and the risk goes up the greater the amount of caffeine consumed. Later on in pregnancy, high caffeine consumption is found to be associated with babies born with low birth weight. The link seems to be strongest for women who have at least 300 milligrams of caffeine per day. As caffeine can be passed through the breast milk, very young babies can easily become irritable to mothers who consume a large amount of caffeinated drinks. An article published in the British Medical Journal in 2021 recommended that all guidelines be amended to advise pregnant women to avoid caffeine entirely. The literature search found that caffeine is also associated with an increased risk of childhood leukemia and obesity, along with the other more established risks. However, it should be cautioned that this paper was a narrative review, and so its data analysis was more qualitative than quantitative. It also chose to omit more recent studies which did not find these associations. It's important to note that research involving caffeine consumption in pregnancy can be fraught. A lot of the studies conducted are surveys and observational, which rely heavily on people's recollection of what they had during the pregnancy. As you might remember from earlier, even the same type of coffee can have different amounts of caffeine depending on several factors, and so it's very difficult to compare like for like. Pregnancy sickness in the first trimester is common, which can affect the amount of coffee a woman would want to drink. It can also in itself impact the chances of experiencing a miscarriage. I guess what I'm trying to say is the evidence isn't very robust. Nevertheless, the general advice is to limit the amount of caffeine and replacing caffeinated drinks with juices and decaf. Give this video a like if you found this helpful. One of the reasons I'm releasing this video about coffee now is because the 30th of September is MacMillan's Coffee Morning, which is a fundraising drive supporting people living with cancer, which directly impact 1 out of 2 people. I'm including a link below if you'd like to find out more. Share, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.